something on video.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Cool. So today we're going to be talking about buyer personas. And it is very important that every single company, whether it is B2B or B2C, or even if it is, a one-person company or a one-person consulting business, it is important that you understand who your customer is. And buyer persona is nothing but a semi-fictional account of your customer that you're keeping on a document that will continually evolve to represent how the products and services you're offering are changing or evolving, and how your customers' needs are evolving. So let's quickly jump into buyer personas. And this buyer persona creation is a very integral step to understand your customer better and deliver value to them in the manner that they require. So today I will be going over the Stabler content. That is, I will try to help you guys understand the difference between what is target group and what is buyer persona and how they're different. We'll also go into like 90% of the time in a B2C situation how buyer personas look, and in a B2B situation how buyer personas look. And of course, I'd also get into, do you even develop customers, bro? So I'm talking about customer development going side by side with product development. So I guess everyone is aware of product development, and I'd like to highlight or bring your attention to customer development as well. So buyer persona creation is a very integral part of customer development. So what is target group? I'm sure, especially if you have run advertisements on Facebook or Google Ads in your business, you are 100% aware of what your target group is. So it's primarily consisting of demographics. So you know the age group of your customers, you know the location of your customers, you perhaps even have categorized them by a couple of interests, like they like outdoors, they like travel, XYZ. So these are basically demographic details that are captured about the customer online and offline as well. So you'll know that your target, say for example, you're a business that is a retail business based out of HSR in Bangalore. So you know that your customers are in HSR, and that HSR residents would be your target group, right? But buyer persona is slightly different from target group. That number one, it is continually evolving. And number two, it contains a lot more details than just what a target group would contain. So it goes to actually say, for example, I ask you to write about your friend. You would go into details about what he likes, what he doesn't like, what is the thing that annoys him, XYZ. So it is pretty much, that much about your customer that you actually can create a fictional note of your customer. So here's a quick example. So those of you who were present for the previous session might be aware of the product that, the hypothetical product that we brought into last session. So that was SmartWig. So SmartWig was essentially a product that is meant to solve the problem that teams face when a bald person inside the team loses their temper and causes issues in productivity. Right. So my hypothetical product, SmartWig, is going to have sensors that are part of the wig, and it is going to measure the temperature of the head. And in case it starts heating up, it's going to automatically cool the head and let them know that they need to cool down. Right. So it's just a hypothetical product for keeping it fun and to give you guys an example of how we can create a persona. So here's Mr. Bald Badshah, if you guys can see. So I have his demographic details on the left-hand side here. So he's the Associate Director of Software. So say, for example, you're looking to target people who would purchase this product in a B2B capacity. So say, for example, you're hoping that Bald Badshah, who is the Associate Director of Software at his firm, would buy this product and actually make sure all the bald people in his company is going to wear it, right? And he's hoping that if that is implemented, it will improve the productivity of the team. So here is his age, here's his education qualification, here is the social networks he's on, and here's this industry and his organization size. So these details which are present here, right in the left-hand side column, are demographic details, which you can use to send ads or target the customer. But the data points which are captured on the right-hand side can only be captured by actually speaking to the semi-fictional Bald Badshah, right? So you want to know what is his preferred mode of communication, right? What are his responsibilities? What are his goals? Who does he report to? So if someone gives him a task, who would it be, right? How does he gain information? Where is he going actually to seek out information? Is he eavesdropping on employee conversations? Is he going to international conferences? What is the next conference that he actually wanted to attend, right? And what are the tools he usually uses to do his job? And how is his performance at his job actually measured? So what are his problem areas and what is he trying to solve? So as you can see, this right-hand side section has captured additional data points which go into further detail on what Bald Badshah is all about and how you can actually, while you sell to him or you send him marketing content, how you can appeal to his interest, right? So this is a fairly simple persona that is created from a free tool offered by HubSpot. So if you have not yet created a buyer persona, it is of the highest importance that you do so. It will greatly enhance your selling capacity and also your ability to provide value addition to your customers. So just head on over to this free tool. You can go to hubspot.com/make-my-persona and just fill in a quick 5-minute questionnaire, and that will help you create a persona like this. It is not static. It is a flexible tool, so it allows you to add additional data points and create new sections. It's not just these. These are the standard default data points that you capture about your customer, right? So hope that gives you an idea of what the target group is and what the buyer persona is. So let's move into B2C buyer personas. So in B2C, you would want to have a buyer persona for each SKU that you sell, right? So if you are a factory manufacturing eco-friendly products, you would want to know who is buying spoons and plates, who is buying tumblers, and you would want to know who is buying packaging material, etc. So you want to have an individual buyer persona for each. And for startups, I would recommend to not have more than 4 buyer personas, despite you having many products. So unless you have like a large sales team, which is capable of, picking up 1 or 2 personas and dealing with them alone or focusing on them, if you have too many personas, it will become difficult for you to create that many types of content or that many types of call pitches or, basically the format in which the sales personnel are reaching out to your customers. So try not to have more than 4 personas and try to condense your buyers into 1 or 2 personas, and you can go up to 4. As you grow your sales team, yeah, definitely you need to understand in more granular level, and you can create more personas. So here are a couple of questions that you can actually use to understand more about your customers. So number 1 would be a qualifier or validation questions, which every salesperson would ask. So say, for example, you're running a spice business. You first of all want to confirm from your customer that are you someone who is buying spices on a regular basis. So if it is the case of SmartWig, my first question to the person would be, are you bald, right? You can't really ask that, but you at least know that that is the qualifier for the product. So if they're never going to require the product, there's no point in selling to them, right? So these qualifier or validation questions are very important, as well as exploratory or discovery questions like, could you tell more about the issue you're facing? How did you hear about it? So these kind of questions can be used interchangeably to put down the persona and get more details to fill in the data points into the buyer personas. But this should pretty much be very intuitive for you, since it's your customer and you already know about them. So you'll have starting points, or you'll have a hypothesis that you're trying to validate, that I think this is the problem that my buyer has. So you would kind of ask very specific questions to validate those hypotheses or those doubts that you have about your customer. So guys, very important point here. I understand that it's easy to send out Facebook surveys, send out Google surveys in today's age, but there is nothing like having a face-to-face conversation with your customer where they actually have like freedom to express whatever they want. So you'll be able to capture far more points face-to-face rather than actually sending out a survey. So make sure to create your buyer persona, you're using face-to-face conversations which are being recorded and not surveys. Second one, we'll move to B2B buyer personas. So in B2B buyer personas, there is a kind of a framework that if you ever go and check out B2B SaaS sales videos or any other B2B buyer persona videos, you'll notice that there are usually three different types of buyers that they'll kind of, classify everyone in the organization. So maybe your actual customer is, VP of sales, or you're selling a marketing product, so it is the CMO, or you're selling like a project management or a productivity software, so it is actually the managers in the company. So they are definitely your buyers, but you would kind of have to group them into these subcategories. So are they a technical buyer? Are they a user buyer? Are they the decision maker who's actually going to sign the check? So what is the role they are actually going to play in your sales cycle, right? So they will be individuals who are blockers. So say, for example, a company is building their own internal HR automation software, right? And you're trying to pitch in your HR automation software. So the group that is actually building the software will be, will not get any more funds and they will be reassigned to other projects. So they don't want you to actually come in and give your product to the company. So they will try to block the sale. So you will have to identify these individuals and kind of, understand how they are mapped out in your sales process. So creating buyer personas based on your sales process is very important. I will be sharing this PPT so you guys can go this in detail, and also reach out to me if you have questions on any particular ones, or just Google them, because this is fairly been in place since last 20 years or more. So there is a lot of information on this on the web. Coming to highlight and call attention to customer development. Customer development was actually created just to give it some kind of importance or royalty, right? I'm sure everyone knows about Lean Startup and how the Lean Startup methodology created by Eric Rice became very famous and everyone's trying to follow it. I am trying to follow it as well. It is a fantastic book. So the person who actually mentored Eric Rice is a person called Steve Blank. And Steve Blank is the person who first spoke about customer development and called attention to customer development. So check it out. It's called 4 Steps to Epiphany. It's a book by Steve Blank. It is what I refer when I'm consulting for any business, any startup that's actually trying to grow. I usually use the framework that is given by Steve Blank in his 4 Steps to Epiphany. So do check that out. So he talks about customer discovery, validation, and creation. So these are the steps, and your buyer persona is actually going to get created in the discovery and validation process. So you put out a buyer persona and then you validate it, and you go back to discovery when you try, find errors in it. And once you're fixed that this is the buyer persona, 90% fixed because it's always evolving, you start on the customer creation or your ads, your PR, your marketing, product launch, all these activities. So do check out customer development. It's very interesting. And I hope you have already put a buyer persona in place. If you have not, it's time to go create a buyer persona, and all the best with that. HubSpot is giving you a free tool. So go check out HubSpot, make your own persona, and you can create your buyer persona within 5 minutes. Make sure it's in a document that's available to your whole team and it's easy to access, because that's very important that everybody in your company is aligned to who the buyer is. I'll leave you guys with this small quote. You can't wait for inspiration. You'll have to go after it with a club. So this quote is by Jack London. Similar to inspiration, it is funds, it is revenue, it is customers, it is a team. So no one's gonna, wait for it. You'll have to go get it. Is the idea. So I really like that idea. Hope you guys like it too. So thank you guys for listening to me. And if you have any doubts at the end of the session, I'll be available to answer them. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, sir.